Good morning. Welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Today, I did a video already and I wasn't happy with it. And I was finished with it. And I deleted it. So, I want to talk a bit about something that was brought to my attention over the past weekend, and that was medical PTSD. Let's get it right, Mike. And thinking back to when I was early days of being diagnosed, not first diagnosed, but early. There was a lady who was challenged. We'll just call her challenged. Normally, she was very nice. She said hello to everyone. And she was in the hospital because she would freak out at needles. And you're going to hear wailing in the background. That's something I can't deal with today, but she would go crazy when they had to come do blood work, when they had to take her insulin. And thinking back, I've never heard of medically post-traumatic stress disorder. And where does this come from? I'm lucky to say, when I read over what the triggers were, and it's people who've gone in and ended up with DK or diabetic ketoacidosis. Now, it doesn't mean that everyone who goes into the hospital with DKA ends up having post-traumatic stress disorder. Some people just handle things differently. I'm not saying they're handling it better. They could be suppressing their feelings about it. For me, I've really never had a problem with it. And trust me, I've been in the hospital for DKA. I've had prior admissions a number of times for my diabetes. I'm living in a long-term care facility right now. But that does not mean that I'm suffering from PTSD. But if you are, and the stress has just got too much for you, you start freaking out when you go to hospitals. Even places with bright lighting can trigger. The smell of disinfectant. Doctors' offices. What's going to happen is people are going to stop taking care of themselves, which are going to cause people more problems. So get into therapy if you think you have PTSD. Now, I don't think it's as common as on a war site coming back from wars. I don't think it is. However, just like any other time people need therapy and that, it's kind of like, oh, you don't really need it. We're gonna put it under the carpet. Now, You need to stand up and deal with it. Now, the medical smell, there's not really that much we can do about it. Needles, yeah, well, all these things help us to get on with our lives and live better lives. So you need to get the treatment and move on. Now, in the field of mental illness, there is so much out there that people want to deny. Oh, it's a sign of weakness. Yet, if someone breaks the leg, oh, that's not a sign of weakness. You take time and heal. However, if you have a mental illness, yeah, just move along, get back to work. The best place for diabetics to be, or at least type 1, is out there in the real world. And you need to do whatever it takes to be able to get out there in the real world. Don't push things under the carpet, because one day things are just going to get too much for you. And we don't really want that. We want you to be able to grow, to learn. We want you to take care of yourself. And that goes from mental, that could progress. And you may not be able to take care of the total you because you're suffering from this. I don't care about anyone else, but when it comes to myself, I don't care. I don't be quiet out there. My feelings towards anyone with a mental illness is no different from anyone else. But if they need help, when I was in HR, I give time off. People think illness is just, oh, I've got a cold, I've got the flu, or I've got a heart condition, cancer, and all of these are, people are sympathetic to it. But if you say you have any mental illness or suffering from PTSD, got it right there, you're laughed at, you're ridiculed. And we gotta stop. We gotta stop this. People need to learn it's okay to get help. And I know years ago, I was in the hospital and they sent a social worker in to see me, and they saw my parents, and it was like, really? And it was, oh well, he's under stress, because a lot of time, a lot of free time was I like designing things at the time. But oh no, he needs to go off, and it was sort of like it was their picture of how I should live my life. It wasn't what I enjoyed doing. So, if you need the help, if you feel like you're suffering from PTSD, where things trigger you, you're feeling uncomfortable, you have panic attacks, get the help. See a therapist. Anyway, have a great day. I'll be back shortly. Have a good day. Bye now.